The bond trick: how America borrows from itself. The illusion of self-financing. Imagine maxing out every credit card you own, then lending yourself the money to pay them off. That's the US Treasury in a nutshell. It issues bonds, IOUs, and when nobody bites hard enough, the Federal Reserve steps in. How? By creating money from nothing, just keystrokes. On paper, the government owes itself. In practice, the entire global economy rests on this circular logic. So what does that actually mean? It means the world's most powerful empire runs on a trick that looks clever, until trust evaporates. Footnote: the US finances deficits by issuing bonds, often purchased by its own central bank. How the cycle began. Debt has been America's companion since the Revolution. Back then, soldiers and foreign allies wanted payment. The young republic, broke but ambitious, issued bonds. Hamilton sold the idea that honoring old debts would secure new credit. It worked. From then on, borrowing became the bloodstream of US finance. Debt wasn't an accident, it was a design choice. Footnote: from its founding, the US used bonds to replace unpaid obligations and establish credibility. The Federal Reserve and war financing. In 1913, the Fed was created to steady a shaky banking system. By World War II, it had a new job: guaranteeing Treasury demand. The Fed promised to buy bonds whenever needed, effectively printing money to finance war. What looked like patriotism was also financial engineering. A buyer of last resort had entered the stage. Footnote: the Fed began directly supporting US borrowing during wartime, anchoring the bond system. When gold left the picture. In 1971, Nixon cut the cord between the dollar and gold. Until then, foreign governments could trade dollars for shiny bars. With that gone, the dollar became pure trust. Or pure faith, depending on your mood. This was when the bond trick went fully global. Now the US could issue debt backed by nothing but reputation. Footnote: the end of the gold standard made US debt dependent solely on confidence in the dollar. How the trick works today. The Treasury sells bonds. Investors, governments, banks, pension funds, buy them. But when demand fades, the Fed steps in. No taxes raised, no savings tapped. Just digital money typed into existence. This was the playbook in 2008 and again during the pandemic. Stimulus checks and bailouts? Paid for by keystrokes. Sounds magical. But magic always has a price. Footnote: in crises, the Fed creates new money to buy government bonds, financing deficits directly. Winners and losers. Politicians spend freely, investors enjoy rising asset prices, and foreign buyers still cling to treasuries, for now. Ordinary citizens? They pay through inflation. Groceries climb, wages lag, savings shrink. Inflation is the invisible tax that makes the trick sustainable. It's not a bug in the system, it is the system. Footnote: inflation shifts the cost of money creation onto consumers, reducing purchasing power. The trust problem. Debt now tops $30 trillion. Foreign buyers are pulling back. That leaves the Fed to shoulder more, which means more money creation, more inflation, more fragility. Empires before, Britain, France, Rome, ran the same play. They borrowed until creditors lost faith. The crash never feels imminent, right up until it is. Footnote: history shows empires rely on debt until confidence in repayment collapses. Why it matters to you. This isn't abstract. It touches mortgages, paychecks, pensions, grocery bills. Every dollar printed to buy bonds dilutes the one in your wallet. Inflation is a transfer, out of your pocket, into the value of assets owned by others. The real risk? If trust in treasuries fades, the whole system could snap. And the bill won't land in Washington first. It'll land with you. So what does that actually mean? It means financial literacy isn't optional. It's survival. Footnote. Inflation reduces ordinary citizens' real wealth while propping up the financial system.